where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. This segment is called A Come to Jesus Moment. Reason being so, and why we chose this topic, is due to what took place over the weekend in Michigan, in Detroit, where the New Era Detroit went into a church and protest the fact that the pastor has a mansion, Rolls Royce, and he's saying you got children right here in the community that's not eating. And I gotta give credit a young sister. She exposed the fact that $8 billion goes to the black church annually, and the neighborhoods look the way they look. They're saying, what are the people doing with the money? You can't say you doing your work in the name of Jesus when Jesus fed the poor, when Jesus made no extravagant name for himself as far as being materialistic. Which Jesus are you following? Are you following the Jesus that the slave master gave you, the white Jesus? Or are you following that mode of Jesus where you follow these teachings? And I'm talking about the leaders of the church, the pastors, the preachers. You follow these teachings and you'll get wealth like you saw the white preachers or the slave owners got wealthy by using black people, and they gave you all a motto to follow, and that motto has been passed down to generation to generation. That's why you see generational preachers with wealth, and congregations in areas are still in poverty or impoverished. And then you might hear them speak behind closed doors saying that, these people, and they talking about black people, need to get their act together, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and obtain something in this society. When you have their attention every Sunday, are you giving them economic lessons? How to balance their bank accounts, budgeting, the true history of Jesus? Are you teaching the actual facts, or are you just teaching something to keep them coming back so you can extract more of their wealth? Well, in this day and time, people are not putting up with it. They want things to be shown and proven. Where's the money? Where's the paved streets? Where's the community? Where are the businesses in the community? Where's the farm in the community as far as doing as the church goes? Because we talk about food deserts, we talk about lack of nutrition, we talking about GMOs. So you saying out of $8 billion a year, you didn't put towards feeding the flock, proper nutrition, proper food? This is truly a come to Jesus moment. And we're talking about the incident that took place at a church in Michigan, in Detroit. And the New Era movement in Detroit, New Era Detroit, is basically saying, we'll be back. And we're not going to allow you to suck the wealth out of the community, out of the elderly, and not put nothing back in, but you have a Rolls Royce in the mansion, and you got that collectively off the backs of your partitioners that congregate the church on Sunday for generations. You stacking money. And these people giving money with the idea that they will be prosperous, or that they will have a way into the pearly gates, or that I give this money from my heart and it might improve my life's condition. But the pastor doesn't tell them the fact that if you want to improve your life's condition, you have to do your mathematics and your science. You have to learn about whatever it is you're trying to get into. Apply yourself, apply your time, have faith in the Creator, step out on faith, and know that you will reap what you sow. But it's not a mystery God. There's no spook God to where you just throw something in the air and you expect all of these gifts and things to just fall upon you, because it doesn't work like that. You know the old saying, faith without works. And then one more come to Jesus moment. President Obama stated that if he would have ran for a third time, he would have defeated Donald Trump. And that could be so, but we don't deal in hypotheticals. We'd have to look at the data and see if that statement has validity, and then is there some type of test to run to prove that. You know the old saying, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If we deal with facts, we don't deal in hypotheticals. What if this and what if that? Let me see your data. Let me see the proof. Let me see the mathematics. Let me see your calculations, so I can stand behind that. If not, you're just leading people, or especially black people, back into that mystery God again, that fantasy world. What if? That fantasy world that was given to us by the oppressor or slave master, where they say, what if? Or when you die, you go into a place that's paved in gold, and you got a land of milk and honey, and some place out beyond the stars or whatnot. We can't deal in hypotheticals. And a lot of the hypotheticals was created by the slave master to keep our heads in the clouds while they take the mineral rights right up out the ground, take the wealth from the ground while you looking up, waiting to see if you're going to see Jesus floating on a cloud, coming back down to earth, something that they gave you. It's like chitlins. It's like chitlins in a sense. In slavery, you were forced to eat the intestine, the guts of a pig, because those were the scraps that they threw out. But once you became free, why do you eat the chitlins? Have you grown a taste for pig guts, pig intestines? And so you can't put it down? Or better yet, are you saying that you've grown a taste for harsh brutality, for a slave scenario, so you can't put the slave mind down? That's possible. Then we have to call in some therapists. We have to call in Jasmine Blue, and who specializes in post-traumatic slavery disorder, and figure out how to unlock the lock. But it's a come to Jesus moment. Are you saying that these pig guts, intestines, where the pig relieves himself through, are you saying that you can't put it down now that you're free? That's synonymous with saying that I can't put the slave mind down. I see the former slave master, white people, and I gotta look down, or I can't look him in the eye, or yes sir, or are you saying that you so engulfed in that culture, and it's all tied together? What he taught the black man to teach in the church to the slaves, to make them better slaves and better workers, is it still going on today? The diet, are we eating swine just strictly because that was what they gave blacks during slavery time, and we just passed it on? We passed the buck to another generation. Not being able to read or write, they kept that from us, from amongst us for 350 something odd years. Are we saying that we passing that down from generation to generation to where we don't make education a staple within the household? Are we saying that since during slavery time they split up the black family, would leave the mother and send the father off, or leave the mother and father on a plantation and sell the children off? Are we carrying that on today to where they say 70% of black women not married? And did they reinstitute that during the welfare situation? That fact that the government is going to give a female welfare, the father can't be in the home? And then if you try to discipline your children, you can't. Call the police, CPS come pick them up, they call and say that you were abusing the child. When everyone knows you tell a child something, and sometimes if the message doesn't resonate, then a SWAT on the backside is necessary to get the message through so that they can remember the message. That's been going on, spare the rod. That's what spare the rod, spoil a child means. Do we have a vision of what it is, or a vision of slavery in our subconscious mind that we act out in real time in society, dealing with the fact that all of these situations were taught and learned or beat into a people until they got it right, where it created a taboo, where you were even afraid to say, hey, if Jesus coming out the Middle East, and at the time there was not a lot of European migration into the Middle East, then how is he a Caucasian? Where did that come from? Then do you say, well, who taught it? Oh, well, the people who taught it had those people in slavery. So, oh, well, damn, if you got the heart to enslave people brutally, then are you saying that I should take you at your word? I don't want to take you at your word. Show me your evidence. Let me see the proof. Let me see the mathematics. Let me see the science. Let me see. Let me see what you have to back up your statements. Show me a live incident. Give me a live report. Don't just go around telling me something like I'm a child and I have to believe it simply because you said so. For over years I've learned I can't trust your word. I need proof. You tell me anything. Yeah, they got fake news stories going out today. So we need proof. We need facts. Facts such as what went down in Detroit. Facts that was stated that $8 billion goes into the black church annually. Do you know what could be done in 5 years, that's $40 billion. There's no way out of $40 billion that situations and communities, or you got a church in Michigan, in Detroit, right by an impoverished area, and you pull it in, and you living in a mansion, a Rolls Royce, and these people out here catching hell. Put a store up. Go to the community and find out who's doing who needs the most. The people will tell you. Go outside of the church, like the minister say. Get out the church, get out the mosque, and get into the streets. Start broadcasting, doing something. But in the fact of the matter is that in 2017, we can't pack that old slave narrative, the old slave mind, old slave laws, old slave lies, old slave eating habits, old slave mind, old slave passages, old slave sayings, old slave way of doing things, old slave way of thinking. We can't pass none of that on in 2017, especially to our youth, to our children. Old slave way of justice. Old slave way on presenting ourselves. Old slave way of dealing with money. Old slave way of dealing with education. Old slave way of dealing with white people. Old slave way of dealing with society as a whole. Old slave way of dealing with reading and writing. It's over. It's gone. We can't pack that because we didn't invent it. We didn't create it. We not Slavics. We ain't not from Slovenia. We come from a great history who built universities, built marvelous structures, went to Europe and Spain as Moors, and we can't carry. I can't keep carrying on the falsehood or trying to beat a lie until it becomes the truth. It's just not gonna happen. We can't carry on the old slave names. It's over. You know, it's done for. Knowledge, education, get your money, enjoy your life, build with your families. Marry, get your brothers, get your wife. Learn, understand. And it's true, like Sister Angie said, you got to love to learn the hell out the black woman. Due to the fact of being up under a slave mindset, or that was given. You know, we coming out the matrix, you know. We coming up out of it. You know, and two people that now are productive, ready to build, ready to be upright, ready to do things in a way that's positive and constructive for our people. We're not following that same slave narrative that you drop some drugs or guns in the black community and they'll fight each other to see who could pick them up first and then turn them on each other. Meaning sell the dope right back to each other and sell the guns right back to each other. Because if drugs came into the community, it didn't come by the hands of black people. If you buying drugs in your community, we didn't bring them over here. They got people and agents and whatnot all in the community. But you do have people, I gotta say, you have people that's on the other side who sees what's going on. And subtly, and some of them are white, don't get me wrong. Some of them are white because you're always gonna have some whites who will risk it to make sure or to aid or do their part in the well, let's put it like this. You're going to have some whites who love the ideal of justice and truth. And we'll stand on that principle. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who see black people as an opportunity, the opportunist who says, man, what was put on them during slavery has reduced them to a level to where I can take advantage of them. I make them appear, or I will appear to them as though I'm a friend, while at the same time, I'll be robbing them blind because I'll get them to trust in a false hope and a false narrative. Then I gain their trust and I bleed them dry because they looking for a savior outside of themselves to come and save them. They not looking to themselves to save them. They looking, all I gotta do is step in and say, hey, especially if I'm white, hey, I'm the white Jesus y'all been looking for. I'm here to save y'all, but I need your pension. I need your Social Security. I'm gonna save you now, but look here, drop 20 on me. You know, drop thousands on me. You know, like they said that the pastor was doing at the church in Detroit. Said they were starting off donations at 1,000. And the people are like, man, these children, man, they starving in Michigan. And you asking for Rolls Royce money? What it is they trying to add it up. How does that add up? You know, because big fields of weight for the wide awake man. People are waking up now, but they not because they heard a trumpet. They heard a sound, a vibration, because sound. Let me tell y'all about sound real quick. Sound travels. Sound heats water. Sound can move mount buildings. Sound can move large stones. Sound can actually shape a thing. So, when you heard the sound, this going back to 1995, Million Man's March. When you heard that sound and that sound resonated, your antenna went up. And then once your antenna went up, society started bothering you because there was a problem that needed to be solved. And by you being alive and on the planet and in this society, it would eat at you every day. And of those who are awake, when you have to walk outside and right in front of your face is injustice or poverty, or, you know, when folks start becoming awake, they like, man, what's the solution? Well, what can I do to help? You might not have any money to help, so you go out and you donate your services as far as your labor then. You might be on the job, get paid, you donate to the cause. You might can rap. You rapping, you doing poetry, then you talking about something educational or something that can uplift the people. You dropping knowledge and consciousness within the music. You know, you like exercising, dietary law, then you are shaping things or doing things in a way to show the benefit of exercising and the benefit of eating properly. That's the way to help out. And then collectively, like that collective gumbo, collectively, people start spreading. Each one teach one. And then then you out of whack, is what I'm saying, if you're not in line or in tune with the time. That's why you hear the minister say the time and what must be done. Not what should be done, what must be done for the time that we're living in to move forward. what has to be done, the time and what must be done. So we definitely keep hitting you with topics. This one here is the come to Jesus moment. Because at this present time, people are waking up and they saying, I've been asleep. I'm up now. Show me how you did all this. And then show me your purpose for this. Because you got a lot of our people's money up in this church. Show me, let me see your blueprint. Well, my blueprint was, I need me a helicopter. I need 2 Roses. I need a Maybach. I need okay, you might need that, but okay, well, now show me the proof of why you needed those things. Not that you wanted them, but why you needed that. Oh, well, because I got to compete with the other pastors. Hell, I can't have, this pastor got 1 Rolls Royce, I got to have 2. Because I can't make it seem like God is blessing him over blessing me. And the way that in the slave mind, the way that you show you being blessed is by how much material items you have. Not the fact that you have material items to serve a purpose, but just because. I need these material items just because I have to show that God is blessing me more than the next pastor. So I got to buy this so people can look at me and say how good we're doing and how good the Lord is blessing us through wealth and material items. And then someone said, okay, well that's fine. Well then, why don't you yourself just not take the money from the people and just pray on it that he'll give you all of that, give you the roses and the mansion, and you sit and wait and see if 2 Rolls Royces just automatically show up in your driveway, and then you'll be removed from the church and placed into a mansion that you prayed for, that you dreamed for, and see if that happens. See if that'll actually take place. Because you have to realize you can't get any of it without the people. The people put that money in that plate every Sunday. And they look into the mystery God too. I put this money in this plate, and I'm gonna hit the lotto. It ain't happening. Verbal Prick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Y'all continue to check us out. I'd like to thank those that help in this broadcast. That's Sister Lorraine, Brother Loki. Give a shout out to Muhammad 2G, Marcus Mudd, Jasmine Blue, Angie, the Chill Factor, Graphics. Definitely. We all putting it down, man, making things happen, doing it how we do it. Be prepared and be ready for this 2017. Get your mind right, and we out.